Rockefellers versus the Vanderbilts. And we talk about the two of those families, and I'm going to kind of condense this. The two of those families during their heyday were the two wealthiest families in the world. Well, one family, the Rockefellers, are still listed amongst the wealthiest in the world. Vanderbilts have disappeared from the list. Part of the reason for that is how they had their estate plans structured. Now, they both utilized trusts, but the way that they utilized the trust were vastly different. So we've got to make sure that we follow the Rockefeller approach, which is more based on family financial education, passing down more than just financial wealth, but passing down philosophical wealth, the financial philosophies that we're passing on to our heirs and beneficiaries of training them. Here's how we built this estate. Here's how you can carry it on. Because if we don't have that in place and we have not trained our family on how to manage finances, where else are they getting this, Matt? It's not taught in our school system. Even when you go to college and some of these things, they're not really, you could completely graduate from college and have no understanding whatsoever with regard to finances. So we've got to pass that on, and it's more than just the things that you would learn in college. Some of it is some of these, fiscal responsibility, just understanding of, hey, we invest in appreciating assets rather than depreciating assets. We want
Yes.
income producing assets rather than, assets that are just draining us of our cash. And a lot of times people don't know that. The Vanderbilts, they put money in real estate, which ideally I would say, hey, absolutely invest in real estate. But it's got to be income producing real estate. That's a big difference between just saying, okay, I've got a bunch of houses that are just costing me a lot of money, but they're not producing any income. So when you have rental properties, that's totally different than just saying I have second, third, fourth homes, which if
Right.
you're in a category where that doesn't matter, that's awesome. But for most people, you start thinking about that, and that's what happened to the Vanderbilts. Even though they had millions and millions of dollars, billions of dollars in today's terms, they still ended up squandering it all, and it was gone in 3 generations. Whereas the Rockefellers, it's continuing on several generations down the road, and they're thriving, not just surviving, but thriving. So it's all in how we structure it.